this. All right. So this is going to be some stuff that you've probably seen already, but I'll go over it thanks to the recent changes and the aggro changes. And special thanks to Zhao Yazi for some of the resources I use inside this guide. All right, so one thing that we should know about signups now is that because we're handling seduces, the order of the entry matters. Uh, so even though everyone signs the 30 men, when we enter, similar to Horntail, we have an order of entry. So here it's going to be the warriors first, uh, Night Lords, especially if you're washed, Buccaneers afterwards, other ranged, Archmage, and Bishops. It's kind of like, I'm not going to like be super curve, we're just going to yell out like, hey, warriors entered and night lords enter, bucks enter. That way, because we have a theory that the seduce is based off the entry order, and that the people at the end are less likely to get seduced, although they have been seduced before. And we want the bishops at last to keep the party alive. And just make sure your pet loot's off and your autopots are on. So these are the same statues as you see. And stage one is going to be largely the same, where everyone starts here and we take down the statue. Stage two, we're going to stay at this statue, kill this statue again. So we're going to kill left statue twice, and then go over to the right, kill the second statue. So right man dispel is still a thing. Just make sure you call out the spell when it happens and rebuff your squad. Stage three, it's still going to be the same thing, but we're going to be focusing the left bird first since that takes the longest. If you're washed enough or comfortable to hit the left bird, and when it DRs, we go hit the left man statue. Once the bird and left man statue is down, we go over together to the right man statue and we take that down. When we take this down, we got to be extra careful because going to stage 4, remember that statues are auto-aggros and you do not want to hit this bird. So once we finish stage 3, and so left bird has a damage reflect as we're all aware of. So I'm not going to go too much into this since you guys know this already. Last patch, remember we split the parties, so cleave goes left, range goes right. Nope, we're not doing that anymore for stage 4 because it's no longer auto aggro. It only aggros if you hit it, which means we need to be extra careful not to hit the right bird. So this is the new order that we're going to do. So when we take down this statue in stage 3, we're all going to go to the left, and then we're just going to focus the left bird and the left man together. And when left bird DRs, you know the drill, hit the left man until it dies. Once both of them are down, we're going to go together, cross together underneath. Be careful not to hit this bird. Please do not hit this bird. Range goes to the right, Buccaneers and cleave goes to the left, and be careful of the spell. So I just want to emphasize again, do not hit this bird, right? So, and do not attempt to clear mini beans. For Buccaneers, since you have Dragon Strike, make sure you get a habit of attacking on the left side, because if your Dragon Strike from this side, it's going to hit the bird, which would pretty much fuck the squad. Archmages on the right corner can deal with the mini beans if they hug the right wall and cast their ultimates. Every other class, please do not attempt to clear the mini beans, and Ice Lightnings, be aware that your Chain Lightning can bounce off of the statue to the mini beans and hit the bird, so please be careful about that. So now we're actually handling the right bird seduces because once the bird goes down, all the statues are dead except this one. But this one is super dangerous because if you touch it, it does like 21k damage, and if you jump and you jump again, you'll die for sure. So there's some strategies we're going to deal with this. It's going to rotate the holy shields. I'll talk about this plan example near the end because this might not be relevant. It's mostly relevant to the bishops and buccaneers. And there's some things that you guys can do yourself. So you can rope on this rope over here. You could dark sight or you can barrel. Since there isn't that many magic attacks, barrel is actually pretty useful. And another thing, if you don't have any of these tools, is go to the opposite side of seduce. This is still in theory, but if let's say you see a cast like a left jump to the left, it's more likely the next seduce going to be a right walk. So then if you get seduced left and you need to will, then make sure you stay on the right side. So then the next seduce wouldn't kill you. Um, if you are seduced and you see this animation, make sure you, all classes, pretty much entire party, make sure you pop a power elixir and pot to full, and only use hero's will if you're about to take touch damage. Since there's going to be several seduces this stage, you want to make sure you save the seduce if you're about to like jump into the statue or from either side. What should bishops do? Follow your sighted targets and heal them to keep them alive. All right, so there's actually, now that the bird is actually active, there's going to be a spell called Right Bird Banish, and this is the animation. It's a green thing, and essentially what it does is sends like 2 to 3 party members towards a broken corridor-like map, except there is no portal on the right side. You just need to walk all the way to the left and take that portal, and then you'll re-enter the fight on the left side where you normally spawn at the beginning of the fight. So stage 5 is going to be largely the same thing with Ariel now. Um, it's going to be the same focus. We take left bird, then we take the left man. Once left man dies, we make sure we focus left bird and Ariel together. If Ariel cancels, we focus left bird. If left bird cancels, we focus Ariel. If both are cancels, we sit on our asses. And then once these 2 statues are down, we go over very carefully not to hit this bird again. And then we kill this thing, and then we rinse and repeat the same rotating shield and said strategy for this. But before this bird dies, we make sure, and well, the spell, and they both can cast the spell. So I'm just gonna go over the aerial animations once again because I think I wasn't very clear last time. So the spell Zombify is the same animation as this animation. Just be careful. Rock Slam knocks you far away and stuns you for like 5 years. So try to dodge that. And Genesis also stuns and does a shit ton of damage. Okay, so before right bird dies over here, I want the range and cleave or like whoever is not a buccaneer to go to the left side since Pinkbean spawns around here. We're gonna have the buccaneer snatch them, snatch it to around this position over here. We're gonna have all the attackers on the left side, the buccaneers on the right side. Buccaneers will manage aggro, and once again, keep in mind that this is a seduce saving platform, so you can duck underneath it. So this will be the general plan. We hope to hold for around 45 minutes until the bean dies. Okay, so Pink Bean DR, I didn't really cover it that well last time, but essentially at 90% HP, DR begins. It lasts for 20 seconds and has a 1 minute cooldown. And the 1 minute cooldown begins the moment the DR begins, so then we have roughly about 38 seconds of free fire. If you do attack it during this stage, you'll get 15k 15k DR damage and you don't get iframes. So if you do something stupid like snatching it on top of your body, you instantly die because you take the 15k plus the 24k. So just keep in mind, Buccaneers. And the seduce notes, so these are seduce notes. They're pretty choreographed because you see there's quite a bit of time for you to avoid them. So make sure you walk to the left or duck underneath the platform. If you duck over here, you would be safe. Genesis, this is also another danger if it's left facing. It does 12k plus stun, so a nasty combo is that you get hit by a Genesis and then you get seduced, which pretty means you're GG. So just keep that in mind if Pink Beans begins facing left. And these are once again the duck and dodge seduce platforms. We're going to keep it hopefully here, but if the bean comes over here because of res or whatever reason, you can also duck underneath the chair over here. Big Bang. So that's up to 18k damage. It could be right facing or left facing, but based on the animation, even though it does look like there's some stuff at the behind, it only does the damage towards the way that it's facing. So bowmasters who are point blank hurricane do not fear when it casts this, but do note that it confuses you. So be careful when you're corkscrewing, rushing, or barraging because you might accidentally push it into the range. And there's a whistle blow, so that's the animation for the mini beans. So archmages queue up an ultimate to deal with those mini beans when they're still clustered together. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the rotating shield strategy, which I kind of got introduced in my in Joseph's squad. Essentially, what it is that we're going to rotate shields, have a Buccaneer TL it, and then have the Bishop shield again. So then we have like around 1 minute 30 seconds of free fire to try to get the right bird down and maybe stun it using our damage, which is interesting. I don't know why it does that. But so bishops, you save shield during right man. And then when the right man comes down, when the call out is made to attack the right bird, all the bishops shield the party. The designated buck, which I'll assign, will receive the shield and leave the party as well. So the bishops and bucks leave party, that specific buck. And then the bishop lead, which would be out of cure for this run, would add all the bishops and the designated buck. And then once the designated buck sees that the entire party is full, filled with 5 bishops and themselves, they TL, make sure that all the bishops are in range around the statue, and then everyone's going to the lead bishop's going to disband the party, and party leads are going to add back your buccaneers and your original bishops. And then once the bishops are added to the party, since you should be able to see your own shield duration, once that shield runs out, you cast your shield again. So that way we have some time. We're probably going to be only burning 1 TL per stage 4 and stage 5 because we need to keep at least 1 more TL on cooldown to TL the reses in case we use too much TLs during statues. I don't think we should because as long as you don't attack the left bird, we should be fine. But we do want to keep 1 or 2 TLs up at least before the other 2 TLs come up for the pink bean body stage. So I'll go through a video of how it works. This might not be relevant to you guys, but you guys can
Guys, when you
watch it.
come back in the party, don't holy
So
shield
I
me.
was the
It's not only holy
designated
shield,
buck
but
in this
Wiseman
scenario.
between.
So
I'll tell you when.
yeah, you can
Alright,
place the
shielding
tables,
now.
Combs.
Go
Shields
ahead,
out.
I shield it.
The
Shield.
moment I get
Thank
shield,
you.
okay, I
Wait.
left party. I'm ready for TL.
Everyone hit it, everyone hit it.
Oh,
I left party in Size and Blaze, ready for TL.
Add me. I'm
Let
ready
me-
for TL.
At K perk for shield.
Hey, let me know when to invite Kyrie back.
TLing. I'm missing 1 bishop. 3, 2, 1. TLing done. All right, I'm
Okay.
leaving party. Add me back to party 1, please.
Added.
Okay, ready for shield.
Alright. Waiting for the next shield. We have like 5 seconds left.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I DC'd, I'm sorry. It just
Oh, rip.
walked in on me.
Shield.
Oh
See
shit,
the
I
last shield
shielded
come out.
right away instead of waiting
Guys,
for
So yeah, as you can see, I was the designated buck in this scenario. So the moment I received a shield, I left the party, and then we had the bish lead add all the bishops into party together, the buccaneer TLs, and then the party disbands, and then your party leads add back your bishop, and if that buck came from your party, you add the buck back as well before the next shield happens. And this should happen within, like, hopefully, since the first time, we might try to get it, at least try to get it done in within like 25 seconds. So
Guys, when you come
it's
back in
very
the party, don't
important
holy
to
shield.
be awake during this time. So, okay, I'm going to end the recording, and thank you.